Era of good feeling. Jackson first presidential run. Andrew Jackson, born of the North and South Carolina, 1767, log cabin. Parents immigrants from Ireland. Father died before birth. Was raised by a single mother who was poor. General Jackson joined the American Revolution at 13 years of age, as known as the War Hero of 1812. Creek War, Battle of New Orleans. Personal life. Studied laws in Salisbury, North Carolina. Apprenticed with lawyers. Practiced in Tennessee. Made money in real estate by buying and selling properties in Georgia and Atlanta. Married Rachel Roberts. Great controversy was caused when they was married. 1791. Married again in 1794. Opponents of 1824. Henry Clay, Kentucky. John Quincy Adams, Massachusetts. John C. Calhoun, South Carolina. William H. Crawford, Georgia. 1824 election results. Corruption bargain. Jackson received the most popular votes, but not a majority of electoral votes. Went to the House of Representatives, who elected John Quincy Adams president and Henry Clay secretary of the state. The new Jackson's faith in common man. Distributed English, established monopolies, and special privileges. Heart and soul was with plain folk. Belief the common man was capable of uncommon achievements. The Peggy Eaton affair. John Eaton and his wife Peggy were not socially accepted by other members of the cabinet. This reminded Jackson of his own wife, and he ordered the cabinet members to make their wives socialize with Peggy. Members of Jackson's cabinet became so enthused and distracted with the Peggy Eaton affair, they could barely continue their jobs.
Native American policy. 5 civilized tribes. Many Indian tribes began to adopt ways of white American settlers. 5 civilized tribes: Seminole, Creek, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cherokee. Cherokee had developed a significant civilization, written language, and leaders were like John Ross. Indian removal. Jackson wanted to negotiate treaties for Indian removal, but many tribes did not want to move. 1803, Removal Act was passed. Money was offered to tribes that would negotiate. Many resisted in court. 1831, Cherokee Nation versus Georgia. First attempt at self-government, Supreme Court, natives, and rights to their land, but not as independent nation. 1832, Worcester versus Georgia. John Marshall had native land rights to be recognized. Jackson refused to enforce. John Marshall made his decision. Let him enforce it. Trail of Tears. Cherokee Indians were forcibly in court for their land, along with other tribes throughout the Southeast. 1600 Indians were forced to leave Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Winter of 1838 through 1839, Cherokee was forced to take a grueling march, 1,200 miles to Indian territory in modern-day Oklahoma. Many died of whooping cough, typhus, cholera, and starvation along the way. Trail of Tears, 1838 through 1839. Jackson professed love for Nation Americans. Renewing the charters of the First National Bank. Jackson used a federal power veto 1830 Maysville Road Project in Kentucky for political personal reasons. The National Bank debate. Nicholas Biddle, president of the National Bank, wanted the charter to extend. President Jackson threw out the bank had too much power. Jackson puts the money that would have gone to the Second National Bank into selected state banks. 1832, Jackson vetoed the extension of the Second National Bank of the United States. 1836, the charter expired. 1841, the bank went bankrupt. Downfall of the Mother Bank. In 1832, cartoon King Andrew. 1832, election results. Results of the Spice Circular. Banknotes lose their vault. Land sales plummet. Credit not available. Business begin to fall. Unemployment rose. Panic of 1837. Log Cabin Campaign. Election of 1840. First election with popular modern campaign and Whigs copied the democracy and campaign techniques. William Henry Harrison and Tyler II fought to submit the project. Harrison defeats Vandenberg. Andrew Jackson retirement. Andrew Jackson 1884, 1767 through 1845. Marbury versus Madison. Marbury the judge, Madison the Secretary of State. Established judicial review part of the unwritten Constitution around election of 1800. Thomas Jefferson / James Adams. Revolution of 1800. McCall versus Maryland. National Bank springs out a Hamilton idea that the Congress passed it with the aid of elastic costs. Then it seeks up snoops in Maryland, the southern states, but specifically they don't want any town to order them out of the state. Toward taxing Maryland is taxing the federal government. Gibbons and same kind of idea of respawning federalism, and that federal government is not going to get more power than states when it comes to licensing boat license, who runs the road, who runs the river. Court is going to decide that the Interstate Commerce Clause, the federal government is leg up issuing license, but more importantly, basically reformatting the Supremacy Clause.